All right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this Monday. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. How's everybody doing? Good to see you all. Bill, good to see you all. Everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Cyber Group members, welcome back. Good to see you too, Randy. Looks like hopefully everyone had a great weekend. It was beautiful here this week. Went out to some fishing out in the ocean. I got so tired reeling in fish. I mean, they're running like crazy, but Fluke Fausto was definitely fluking a lot. Caught a lot of fluke. Looking forward to it. Going to be eating some good fish this week. Cooked some yesterday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your weekend too. Maybe did some gardening. Maybe you went out there and enjoyed it. But now it's Monday. It's back to work. There's a couple of things going on right now. We'll talk a little about some of the highlights and everything else, but and we'll talk about what happened on, Friday. So overall, going into the first day of the month, I told you this on Friday that, it is the last day of the pay period. So what that means is that a lot of companies don't want to come out with too much news. People don't want to, they want to finish out the month knowing what their trades are done, sales are done, everything. So we're going into probably one of the best months of the year to learn. What do I mean by that? Well, listen, September, October, November, the best months of the year to trade, okay? A lot of people in August go on vacation, not a lot of news, a lot of earnings already came out already. So you're not going to get that much volatility. Listen, we always do well. I mean, we always do well regardless. But, the list that we have, where we'll have like 5 or 6 stocks. When we get towards that busy time of the year, we'll get maybe 10 to 15. So there's definitely a lot more. Plus, you'll see like in the trading room, a lot more people are, obviously taking vacations. You'll see people sporadically coming in and out of it, which is great. And that's why people love this job. I was talking to somebody over this weekend, and he goes, I tried to do what you're doing back in 2000. I blew up my account. I'm thinking about getting back into it. I got shut down from COVID. Listen, there's a lot of people who did really well in COVID with the shutdown, and people that got destroyed in COVID. And and it's so funny, but a lot of people that I've trained, that I'm training you guys to do, they were actually trained that style back then, because that's what we had to learn from a market maker. You had to learn from traders. So they're starting to see the concept, and and plus, obviously, you're talking 20 years ago, right? We're in 2021. So 2000 is a long time with the financial crisis. Now, I'm sorry, the internet bubble back then. Financial crisis was in 07. So, more and more people want to get into it, and they're seeing that there's some great opportunity. But just remember, I tell everyone, this is the best time to learn, and that's why you have to go out there and do it. By the way, hopefully everybody, I look forward to know a lot of you registered for coming to Onsite in October. We look forward to it. It's always a great event, and lot to learn. There's going to be some great presenters, great speakers, and also the celebrity dinner that we do. You guys, the blue carpet dinner, you guys are going to love that too. So anyway, let's go back right and see what's going on this morning. Actually, before we go see what's going on this morning, let's get some of the stocks that we traded that had some nice moves on Friday. I want to start off with AP, and zoom out here. Why is this not cooperating? There we go. So AP was not like, you can see some of the stocks that we traded. They didn't move up spectacular, but we did have some nice little moves from like 560. The stock went from like 1230. Not really the prettiest stock, but a lot of these stocks that we're looking at obviously had to do with COVID, with the vaccine. And there's another little cheap one right here. Yeah, the APT was the one I was looking at. So there were a couple other stocks. mRNA, you could see that thing is just breaking all-time highs. Stock was a great buy, less in July. We talked about it. And you can see that stock is doing almost double, basically. That's unbelievable. And it's just not showing any signs. Well, listen, when you look what's going on with the Delta virus, I'll worry about a shutdown. Who's going to benefit from it? Virus stocks, people like this. Let me tell you, read between the lines. When they keep pushing, got to get vaccinated, you got to get vaccinated, you got to get vaccinated, and they keep talking about not everyone got vaccinated, that's where you're going to see things take off, especially if they get the final FDA approval. I mean, I know a lot of people are holding off on that too. So you got a couple of those stocks. CCL was a nice little short on Friday too. A lot of these companies are obviously, CCL, you can see it a really nice short from 22.60 down to 21.50. Not a great, very big day, but pretty good. And then PF at race COVID prices on. Oh, really, Bill? Is that what they did? PHE. We saw PFE, man. So they raised their prices on basically for COVID for Europe. Well, listen, it's almost like a monopoly. It's almost like a monopoly, and there's a lot of people in this world, and I'm just curious, what does it cost to get one of those drugs? Just really think about it. I don't know. Are they making more money on the drug, or they make more money on the stock? You know what I mean? So I just curious, is it $100 a shot they selling it for? Is it $1,000 a shot? I'm really curious how much money they're paying. They're selling it to the government, or like you just mentioned, what they're selling to EU for. If somebody knows, please go out there and tell me, okay? I'm really curious to find out. So anyway, a couple of stocks moving this morning. They're working through a watch list. Now remember, it is Monday. It's not the greatest day to trade. A lot of people are still hungover over the weekend, coming back. Beautiful day here in New York, not a cloud in the sky in the 80s. Hopefully it's nice in your neck of the woods. So I know a lot of people stayed, back, and people usually drag in. Not a lot of action, even though we had the market. The Dow futures up 83 points. EVK is moving up pretty decently. You can see it right here. Had a really nice pop just right here earlier, and then it kind of backed off, but she's making a little bit of a higher highs. I like the trend of the stock. Now, remember, this is a normal pattern that we've seen in the mornings. We'll see a couple of these things making their big moves, and all of a sudden, we'll see these big pops right in the after hours, which, by the way, I still can't understand how some of you, and if you're watching on YouTube or maybe watching recording, and some of you trial members, you see, how does no one have access to pre-market trading? How do you not want to have access to it? How could you not even know what goes on in pre-market? Is just shows you, why you have to if you want to make this profitable, you got to have access to this stuff. But EVK, nice little move. DLPH, and sorry about that. That one also, nice little trend right there. A nice early morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, went from 880, shot all the way to about 1120. That was stock that was on the watch list. I think this was actually the better one. Just had this really big pop out of nowhere. This one was like unbelievable. Thing popped $1.20 in like a minute. Pretty damn volatile. But you know what? If you were here at 8 o'clock in the morning, you would have basically got a little piece of that. That one did pretty well, because that was one of the stocks that was on the watch list. What else that we have right there? We had the XCUR, the stock also, nice little push, inexpensive. I liked the tier sizes on the stock. Nice, this level one stock. It's up about 35%. Everybody can basically trade it. Nice little move right there. Nice little trend. She's kind of flat right here between $1.75 and $1.88. I got some big support resistance levels I see there, some iceberg orders. But you know what? For all you beginner traders, that's still a little nervous. That is really right up your alley. AGRI also made the watch list, third biggest volume leader on the market. Now, it's not really going unbelievably high. You could see it had a nice little pop. It was a new IPO, but she's been going up nice and slow the last couple of days. She started around $3. She's going up, tweaking up little by little. She's gapped up 60%. 5 million shares trading pre-market. That's a lot. That's why she's the third biggest active stock in the NASDAQ. Here's a blast from the past. Some of you remember VXRT, the stock we traded in February, ran from $10 all the way to $25. I don't know. She came up on my radar because I remember we traded it, because we also traded it back on April when she ran from like $5 to about $10. She went up about 100%. So I'm putting this back on the watch list. I like how she's trending. She's making a little bit higher highs now, not making any more lower lows. So VXRT could be one of those sleepers I want to keep an eye on. And then there's some stocks that are getting crushed. I mean, I know we're not going to trade it, but Square taking a little bit of a hit right here, but it's expensive. It was going to pay $240. Actually, one of those COVID stocks that did really, really well. And this stock, listen, this stock's making a little bit of a comeback. I don't know if it's I think it's a pharmaceutical stock, but this stock just went from 11 down to 750. This thing's been taking a hit for a while. I like the trend of the stock, how it came back down from like 15 and went way down to 9. It did go up a little bit, but don't expect to make a lot in this stock. I mean, it did make a little bit of a pop right now for about 50 cents, but don't get fooled on these things. Spread right now looks pretty ugly. I mean, even though it looks like a penny spread, but we'll see how she opens up. So the list is not great. Okay, it's not a great list, but we all know that something might pop up. But some of these stocks that are kind of like teeter-totter and these big volume leaders, sometimes we'll see they'll pop up out of the gate and make a big pop. But other than that, be very careful. It's Monday. Enjoy yourself. Have your cup of coffee. Don't get crazy. We wait the first 5 minutes and then just focus on the nickels and dimes. Remember, don't kill it here in the August times, okay? There are great times to trade and there are bad times to trade and there's quiet times. And now we'll go into that time. But it is the best time to learn. Now, anything I'm missing I did not call out? Anybody on YouTube or Facebook? Anyone here on in the trading room? All right, no? Okay, good. Well, listen, as we see something, we'll say something. So so let's go out there. Let's go out there and trade, and we'll be back at 2:30 for everybody on YouTube, Facebook Live. If you're watching recording, if you guys want to jump on, do a trial, you're more than welcome to. Worst thing that could happen is you learn something, but could change your life for the better. So go out there and do it. And for everybody in the cyber group room, remember, don't get too cocky and greedy. And if you, like I said, if you see something, say something. Good luck, everyone. Be safe, and let's make some money today, okay?